All right, so number 16 on page 15. So, negative 10x minus 1, negative 2x plus 7. So we are foiling, so we're going to do 10x times 2x. Well, negative 10x times negative 2x is positive 20x squared. Then we do our outside. So negative 10x times 7 is negative 70x. Inside, negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2x. And then negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. So then we combine these two. So negative 70 plus 2 becomes a negative 68. And then you just bring that stuff down. So 20x squared minus 68x minus 7.
I got 92x plus 7.
You got 92? You probably didn't put the x squared here.
Yeah.
So then you would have combined too many terms together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then let's keep going. I'll read the answers for 19 to 28. All right, so let's work out number 25 now. So we have 4x minus 5 times 2x squared plus 5x minus 5. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take that 4x and multiply it to each term over here. So 4x times 2x squared is going to be 8x to the third. Right, remember, you still have to add that exponent. Then we're going to do 4x times 5x. So 4 times 5 is 20. X times x is x squared. And then we have 4x times negative 5. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And then we bring the x from our 4x over.
Are you not using FOIL?
You can't use FOIL here because you have this term in the middle. Like, you can only use that if you have like 2 and 2. But since we have 3 here, we have to use that kind of long distributive method.
You don't use that 5 at all?
Huh?
You don't do that 5 to the...
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. Yeah, so now we're going to take the negative 5.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, no, that was just the first part. I just stopped to answer her question. So now we're going to take this negative 5 and multiply it to all of these. So then negative 5 times 2x squared is minus 10x squared. Then we'll take the negative 5 to the 5x, which is minus 25x. And then negative 5 and negative 5 is a positive 25. So then combine like terms. 8x to the third is the only one with x to the third. So we just bring it down. So we have 20x squared and 10x squared. So 20x squared minus 10x squared is just a positive 10x squared.
Wait, would you not add your times in this?
No, because you're just when you're combining like terms at the end, you just leave the exponents alone. So then we have a negative 20x, negative 25x. So add those together to get a negative 45x. And then all we have left is this 25, so we just tack it on the end. So you get that. All right, did that help clear that up for you?
Yeah, I just was using the FOIL method.
Okay, so you were missing that middle term for all of them then. Okay, that's probably what threw you off. All right, any other questions on 19 to 28? Did you guys do okay with like 27 and 28 where there were 3 of them?
The only thing that really dumb is like number 17. That's the only one, but I know what I did wrong.
Okay.
That's why I didn't ask.
Okay, that's fine, as long as you know what you did wrong. Okay, so today we're just going to be doing some notes on section 1.3. Also, as it stands right now, I'm planning on having a quiz on Friday on sections 1.1 to 1.3. Right, I know Friday's a half day, but we're still in here for 30 minutes at the end of the day. I have you guys and physics at the same time, but all of you are going to be taking a quiz Friday, so I only have 5 seniors in there, so I only have it's only 5 other kids. I have enough tables to. I only have 5 seniors in physics, and they're taking their own quiz. So, but we'll review. That's on Friday, which is the half day. So try and be here. Yeah, we get out at 12. All right, and so we're especially at the beginning of the year, we'll be reviewing for this quiz together too, and I'll have like a review sheet for you guys so you'll know everything. We'll do that. I think I hand it out on Wednesday is my plan right now, so you guys will have plenty of time to study. Okay, so let's do section 1.3, page 16. All right, so this is going to take us a little bit to get, it's probably going to take us most of class to get through today. We do have to leave at 3:10, so if I go past that, somebody stop me. Because I have after school duty, and where there's a bereavement meal today, we have to exit through the gym, so we have to like go down the stairs, and I have to get there to direct people. So like you guys can't go out like through by the cafeteria. You have to go like down the stairs over by the by the gym. We'll have people directing traffic. All right, so we're starting with dividing polynomials. So division of polynomials is fairly straightforward, especially when you are dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So that means you're just dividing by one term. So something that looks like this. All right, so basically we're just using our exponent rules. But what we're going to do is we're going to divide each of these terms by that 2x. So you don't necessarily have to write this step. I'm going to write it just so I can show you guys what we mean. Right, so that means we're dividing each of these things by 2x.
Oh, never mind. That's your turn.
All right, so again, I'm dividing each one of these by what's on the bottom. So all I did was I just separated it out and wrote that I'm dividing each one by there. No, you do not have to put it like that. I'm just doing that for this first example so I can show you guys what we're doing.
All right.
You're okay.
What?
So I took my 16x to the fourth
With the 12.
because it's a minus 12, so I brought that sign down.
Oh.
So would that be
I thought you had already
Yeah,
solved
in a minute.
it.
No, all I'm doing is I wrote it out this way to show you guys, like, in your head what we're doing. You can if you want. That if you feel like it's going to be helpful for you, which I think it will be for some of you.
I should probably write
Do you-
it.
Here, just on standby if you need it. Oh, sorry. Well, just in case. Oh my God.
Micah, nice catch. I thought you were a sportster.
Okay, so now we're just dividing, right? So 16 divided by 2 is 8.
I fixed it.
All right, and then x to the fourth divided by x. So what do we do with our exponents? Subtract, right? So 4 minus, remember there's a 1 there,
X3.
right? So x to the third, not x3.
I'm sorry.
That's not how you say exponents.
I'm a little bit slow.
No, you're not. All right. So then the next one. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then x to the third divided by x to the first is x squared, or to the second. Either one of those is fine. Just don't say x2 because then I will fight you. All right. And then 12 divided by 2, 6. And then x squared divided by x is just x.
What if we said x1? Like
That
x to the, how would
Or-
you say that x to the power of 1?
Or x to the first, yeah.
So wait,
That is your final answer, yes.
so it doesn't matter. We just put 6x or 6x to the first.
Yeah, either one. Yeah, because mathematically those are both correct. All right, so did everybody kind of see what we did here?
I fixed my thing.
Right, you just divided it, good.
I like that a lot.
Yes, this is the fun part of division. You guys are probably going to whine and complain for the next 25 minutes with what we're about to do. It'll be all right. But that's why we don't have any homework tonight.
Yay!
Right, we're all going to do it in class together tomorrow. What's wrong, Micah? It is division. All right, so who remembers long division? Micah, sit down. All right.
I was liking how to put
All right.
questions
Drop
when
out
you
of
said
school.
that.
Wait, is that like
All right.
decimals and stuff?
It's not decimals, no. It's all right. But hey, we're doing long division, but we're doing it with polynomials.
Oh,
So it's harder?
It's more fun.
So it's harder.
It's fun. All right, guys.
Calculators?
It's not really gonna help you. Okay. So we're gonna work through this together, and then we're gonna do another one together, and probably another one together. So I need you guys to not freak out on me. I want you to watch me and listen to me the first time. The second one, I will stop and answer questions, okay? So I want you guys to just watch and listen and write stuff down. The second time around, when we do another one, I will let you stop me as many times as you need and ask questions. And then even the third time, you can stop and ask as many questions. But the first time, I just want you guys to watch and listen and learn. Okay?
Are you recording this?
I am. Yes.
Last time,
I know. Well, she sent me an email and reminded me, like, right before class started because Emma's on top of it. And she's going to hear me say that in the video, so it's fine. All right, so if you guys want to kind of follow along in your book, we are looking at example 1.3b on the page 17. So that big yellow box on page 17. All right, so it says we are dividing 6x cubed minus 3x plus 13x squared minus 4 by 2x plus 1. So it is. All right, the first thing you want to do is when you want to put them in like descending order of exponents. So like I'm going to rewrite that. So like 6x cubed, right? X to the third is our biggest exponent, right? Then we want to write our term that has x squared, which was a 13x squared. All right, then x. So then we put our minus 3x and then minus 4. So we're just rearranging those. Right? You want your biggest exponent, then your next one, until you don't have any more. Okay? So that goes under our little division sign because that's what we're dividing that by 2x plus 1. Okay.
Could I just, like, if I was doing this, do the line too? Would it be the same?
It would be, but you really need it set up this way to work the problem. Is why we do it this way. Because we have to kind of think of it as a long division problem. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody listening, watching, paying attention. So step 1, kind of like in long division, we're looking at this first number, right? The first part. So the only thing we are looking at right now is this and the 2x. For the most part, you ignore you just want the first part of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 6x cubed divided by 2x. So like we just did. So 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. 6 divided by 2. And then x cubed divided by x is x to the second, or x squared. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
So you take your first number, or your first term, and divide it by the first term on the outside. That's where we start. Okay. So now, just like regular long division, we're going to take what's on top and multiply it by what's outside and put it underneath. So we're going to take this 3x squared and multiply it by 2x plus 1. Like old school long. All right. Okay, nope. We're not talking, we're following, we're listening. So I'm going to take 3x squared and multiply it by 2x plus 1. And I'm going to write it under my first things. So I'm going to put a minus sign and I'm going to put parentheses because we have to remember to subtract. The parentheses are important because you have to subtract the whole thing. So 3x squared times 2x is 6x cubed, right? So these should, let me scoot this over a little bit.
Attention, MJ Patton, please come to the office to check out. MJ Patton, please come to the office to check out.
All right, so whatever you get here and here, they should match. If they don't match, that means you've either divided or multiplied wrong for your number up here. Right, so now is when we're going to use that plus 1. Because we have to take the 3x squared, multiply it by the plus 1. So if it's 1, it's just, right, plus 3x squared. And we're subtracting, right? Like we do with long division.
Did we do this in algebra? I don't remember doing it.
Probably, I don't know.
did not.
Probably not. You guys probably did the first part. I don't know if you might have.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I don't think they got there.
You have substitution, that's why I need one.
Yeah. You guys also had Algebra 2 and COVID Part 1. So, Or algebra, yeah, that was the year, that was 2020 with the end of it where you guys lost out on some stuff.
It's gonna be a movie.
8th grade.
Oh, yeah, so we were missing this class.
Yeah, so you guys probably had to slow down a little bit at the end, so you may not have got to this part.
It's gonna be.
If you did, it was probably right around that beginning time, so it's
I
fine.
didn't get any algebra 1 except for like a month.
That is true.
All right, well, you're doing fine in algebra 2, so I'm not worried. Okay, let's focus. So we're going to subtract. Now, listen, just like with subtracting, you have to subtract both numbers. So we're doing 13 minus 3. You have to subtract it. Just like with the subtracting polynomials, how we like change the signs inside, that's basically what we're doing here. So like, you know how when we wrote it like this, that's what we're doing. We're subtracting that. So it changes, like it makes out a negative 6x squared and a minus 3x squared. You don't have to write it out like that, but.
And the 3x squared.
All right, so again, as long as you're doing this correctly, these two should cancel out, right? Because 6x cubed minus 6x cubed goes away. So those are going to cancel. So now we're going to do our 13x squared minus 3x squared. So 13 minus 3 is 10. And then you just keep the x squared. When you're subtracting, no, when you're subtracting, remember your exponents stay the same.
Darn it.
So why wouldn't you keep the x cubed?
What? Oh my god.
Well, because it's 6x, when it completely cancels out, it goes away. But like, so if this was like a 5, then you would have x cubed. But since they completely go, like 6x cubed and 6x cubed will cancel out completely. That's a good question. All right, we ready for the next step?
Maybe. It's a little too much for my heart, Hannah.
You guys got this. You're doing good. Okay, yeah, so now we're going to bring down the minus 3x. So now what we're looking at is instead of looking here to divide, we're now looking here. So just like we did, we're kind of starting the process back over. So now we're going to take whatever number we have here, which is our 10x squared, and divide it by the front number here, so 2x. Right, so 10x squared divided by 2x is 5, and that goes on top, right? And then x squared divided by x is x. All right, let me talk through that one more time. So we subtracted, we brought this down. Now we're taking our front number here, which is 10x squared, dividing by the front number here, which is 2x. So 10 divided by 2 gave us 5. X squared divided by x gave us x. So now we're going to multiply again. Okay, we're going to take 5x and multiply it by both things in front and write it underneath just like we did over here. So 5x times 2x is... All right, the 5x came where I did 10x squared. I took this number here and divided it by this 2x. Right? So 5x times 2x is 10x squared. 5x times 1 is 5x.
Do you need parentheses around?
You do. We're subtracting with parentheses. Right? The parentheses are there to help you remember that you also have to subtract this number as well. That's going to be where you guys will make your mistakes. They're going to happen. I expect it to happen. That's how we learn. We mess up and then we learn from
He's
it.
gonna be on the quiz.
Yeah. Listen, we're spending almost like 2.5 days learning this. Like we're taking it slow.
This took me like years.
Probably
to
like
learn.
1.
Okay.
I know. It's okay. I got you,
We
Micah.
have years before this test.
We don't. It's a quiz. There will be one of these, only one of these on there. You will be okay. I got you.
We're allowed to ask questions on the quiz.
I mean, to a point, yes. I can't like reteach you how to do something come quiz time. But like I can give you a little bit of guidance. Micah, you got this. I believe in you. Believe in yourself.
I believe in you, Mike.
All right, so we're subtracting. So 10x squared minus 10x squared cancels out. Right? Again, if you are doing this correctly, these two front numbers should cancel out when you get to this subtraction point. Okay? If they don't, check your work. So now we have negative 3 minus 5. So negative 3 No.
Positive 2.
Negative 8.
Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Negative 3
Whoa.
minus 5.
That's a plus.
You're breaking the laws.
Minus.
Oh, that's.
See, Isaac just made the mistake.
Why the heck do we put the plus sign there?
All right, you listen. Stop. This is a polynomial. We are subtracting the entire polynomial, which means we subtract both parts inside. If it will help you, please go ahead and just make it a minus.
That's a great idea. No, it's still a plus sign though.
Isaac, I'm gonna like right at the eyeball.
Plus.
All right, so again, it's negative 8x. Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. Again, if you struggle with negatives, use your calculator. Don't let that be what messes you up. I'm giving you the tools to help you with the negative numbers. Use it. Okay?
That is the math.
All right, so now we do it again. So we're now, oh wait, sorry. So we bring down this minus 4. We're almost at the end. Okay?
I've become insane when using colorful colors.
I thought we were at the end last year, but then like,
No.
there's decimals.
All right, it's okay.
Why is there
So-
always more?
After this, there's not. Hush. Okay. Stop. Shh. Okay. So now we're down here again. After we subtracted, you kind of start over. So you have negative 8x divided by 2x. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Right? And the x divided by x just cancels out and go away. So it's just a minus 4. And again, if you look, your exponents at this point should be descending. You should have like an x cubed, and then an x, and then nothing. So it should look like that on the top as well. So again, another key that you can look for to see if you've made a mistake and to make sure you're on the right path. Okay? So now we're going to take our negative 4, multiply it by what's in front. So negative 4 times 2x is, again, negative 8x, right?
Oh, there's more.
And then negative 4 times 1 is
-4.
negative 4.
Who saw this plus?
So you're subtracting that, it all matches, it all cancels out, and you're done.
Yay!
We did it.
Yay!
But
Yes,
the,
Kate.
Where's the plus?
What?
There's not one.
There was a name.
We'll get there.
No.
Listen,
It's real easy, I promise.
I like this. I don't.
Yes, Savannah.
Sounds like
Hey.
Can you explain again how you got that yellow 4?
Yeah, so I did this one. Okay, so I took this 8x down here because after you subtract and bring down, you're looking at the front number here and dividing it by the front number here. So negative 8x divided by 2x. The x's will cancel, so you just have negative 8 divided by 2 to give you negative 4.
So if there's two singular x's, you let them cancel?
Yes, or if they would have the exact same exponent, they would cancel out. Okay. All right, any other questions on this one? How do we feel?
Absolutely.
It feels like math.
Never felt better.
Okay, let's do another one.
Oh, that's the thing I wanted.
I don't like that one. All right, there's something like sticky on the shoe. There's sticky tack on the bottom of my shoe. Okay, so can somebody quietly raise their hand and tell me what our first step is? All right, Kaylee.
Oh, you're going to divide through that.
Yeah, so other way around. We're going to divide the 12x cubed by the 3x. All right, so again, we're dividing 12x cubed by 3x. So 12 divided by 3 is
4.
x cubed divided by x is
X squared.
x squared. Good job. All right, what's next?
You multiply.
Multiply. So we're going to take 4x squared times that 3x and the 7. And that's going to go underneath our 12. So 4x squared times 3x is 12x cubed. Again, remember, those numbers should match. Then we take the 4x squared times the negative 7. So 4 times negative 7 is
28.
negative 28 x squared. And again, these exponents here, look, should also match. All right, now remember, we are subtracting this. So with that that is always going to change that sign in the middle.
So now it's plus?
Well, because you are subtracting a negative number. So minus a negative becomes plus a positive.
Wait. Why is that 4x squared up there and that down there is 12x3?
Because I did 4x squared times 3x. To get what's underneath, you're multiplying.
But why is that one x squared and the other one's x3?
Because you have to add the exponents together.
You add the exponents, because look, 4x squared times x, so that's 3x's total.
Oh yeah, no.
But then when you do it by the 7, there's not any x's there. Okay, so remember, you're subtracting here. This sign in the middle is always going to change.
So now it's adding?
Yeah, so now we make it a plus. So we're doing 14 plus 28, which is
42.
42. Good job.
Oh. That's a lot different than what I got in my head.
I don't-
Everyone knows what's going on in your head, Dylan.
Nobody does. I decided a long time ago that Dylan's head, honestly, all of our heads are probably really strange places. All right, so we bring down the negative 104x.
Dylan.
Shh. Be quiet. No, you can't speak unless you're asking me a direct question about this particular problem. That's it. Dylan.
Because Jesus
Hey,
said
shh,
it.
guys. We are running low on time. I know it's the end of the day, but like we are using these 40 to 45 minutes. Like we have to get through this. So, again, so we bring down the 104. So now we're going to take this green number right here. And we're going to divide it by this number in front right here. Let me highlight that. We're dividing it by 3x. Okay?
We can use our calculators on that part, right?
Absolutely, yes. So 42 divided by 3.
Good.
Yeah, no, you can't, it's just not a straight division problem. You can, but yeah, on these little steps, absolutely use your calculator. So what's 42 divided by 3? 14. Or what? When we multiply. That's how we got the 104.
I'm sorry, I'm so.
You're okay. All right, so you said 14? All right, so when we divide those green things, so when we did the 42x squared divided by 3x, so 42 divided by 3 is 14, so that's going to go on top. And then x squared divided by x is x, right? Again, remember you've got descending exponents on the top. Also, guys, this video will be on LMS. If you feel like you're struggling today, I suggest going back and watching it, okay? Because sometimes just hearing it again in the silence of your own space is helpful. Okay, so now we're going to take that 14x and multiply it by this. All right, so 14 times 3 we know is 42x squared, right? Because those numbers will always match. And then 14 times negative 7. Negative 98, thank you. All right, so remember that middle sign is always going to change.
Well, you're still subtracting it, right?
Right, but subtracting the negative makes it a positive.
Why
We
not?
leave the subtraction sign. Is there gonna be a fraction in this one?
No?
What?
Unless I copied something down wrong. No? So what's 104, negative 104 plus 98?
Negative 6.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
It's a negative one. I am very not so proud.
It's fine.
How did you get that 6?
Negative 104 plus 98 gave me negative 6. Yes.
So you know,
Plus.
subtracting 42 and 98. Do we have to add a 1 and change the sign? Like, do we keep it as subtraction just so we know, like, the subtractor, or do we have to add that one?
So you do add
You can keep the subtracting, that's fine.
You do add that?
Technically, yes, because at that point, when you change that sign, you're dropping the parentheses.
How did you get the 6? I did it!
All right, negative 104 plus 98. So you're technically subtracting the numbers and keeping the negative sign.
But I thought we always did Nick.
Okay. This is always the hardest. So let's backtrack a minute. 3:10. We got 3 minutes. So when we multiplied the 14 times the 7, all right, we got the negative 98. So it depends on how your brain works and how you want to think about this. Shh, Micah, not the time.
Okay.
Shh. So you are subtracting this entire polynomial, which means technically you're changing the signs inside. So like this becomes a negative 42. This would then become a positive 98. Or if you want, in your calculator, you can just do negative 104 minus negative 98. But you have to remember this minus sign. You're not just going straight up and down. You have to remember the sign outside.
So the sign changes everything.
Yes, the sign outside is going to change the sign of these two numbers in here. It's like distributing a negative 1 in. It's like you're multiplying the whole thing by negative 1 and then adding.
I got it.
Okay. You just are like in my straight line of sight there. So, all right. Like I said, we will practice these again more together tomorrow, but let's try and wrap this one up, okay? So again, 104 minus negative 98 or 104 plus 98, those two things mean the same thing, is negative 6x. Then you bring down the positive 14. All right, now we're dividing that yellow 6x by our highlighted 3x at the top. So negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. And since they both have an x, those cancel out and go away. So now we do negative 2 times that 3x minus 7 in front. So negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And negative 2 times negative 7 is positive 14. So again, at the end, when those match out, you cancel it and you're done. We will deal with remainders tomorrow. All right, so I'm technically giving you a homework assignment. Watch this video again tonight. Or at least part of it, just like fast forward through. Unless you are 100% confident, which I feel like some of you might be. But try your best, or even watch it in study hall tomorrow. I get the internet's an issue for some people, but just try your best to watch through it again so that you know what's happening.